All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are looking at something, well, completely wild. We're going to break down 10 websites running right now that give you an advantage that is just so disproportionate to the effort involved, it genuinely feels like cheating. We are talking about literal legal cheats that completely wipe out entire categories of heavy manual work from your plate. Honestly, most people haven't heard of a single one of these, but by the end of our time together today, I guarantee you're going to be rushing to use at least one of them.
But first, we kind of need to shatter a massive assumption right out of the gate. If your very first thought is, oh, I already know all about ChatGPT, I need you to just pause right there. Because AI in 2026, it isn't just chatbots anymore. What you're about to see are highly specialized tools quietly doing the things that chatbots simply cannot do. In fact, if you want a masterclass in putting together a really good, catchy presentation, or maybe building an entire business presence from scratch without ever even turning on a camera, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, so let's dive into this. Here are the manual tasks we're about to completely replace. Cloning emotional voices, scripting talking avatars, rebuilding website designs, remembering absolutely every single meeting, and scraping competitor data. Every single tool we're about to cover removes a task that literally used to require a highly paid specialist, some expensive team subscription, or just hours of tedious manual labor. And it hands that power right back to you, mostly for free. So, Category 1. Clone your voice and face, the superpower of identity. We are talking about tools that let you replicate yourself so perfectly, you literally never have to step into a studio again. 60. That is the exact number of seconds of audio a tool called 11 Labs needs to completely clone a voice. You just upload 60 seconds of anyone's voice, including your own, obviously, and this AI clones it. And the crazy part? It doesn't sound like some robotic GPS voice reading text. It captures this frighteningly accurate emotional tone. Because of that 60-second clone, creators are completely changing how they work. Once your voice is cloned, you literally just type a sentence into 11 Labs, and the AI speaks it in your exact voice with perfect inflection. You never have to touch a microphone twice. Just type it out and boom, your perfect voiceover is generated instantly. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we start combining these superpowers. Heijin takes that cloned voice and pairs it with fully scriptable talking avatars. You write a script, you pick a face, and Heijin delivers the lines exactly like a human presenter. Really think about what this means for a second. Your next marketing video or that faceless channel you've been wanting to start, it doesn't need a studio, it doesn't need a voice actor, no camera, no host, it literally just needs you sitting on the couch with your laptop. Moving on to Category 2, research without the hallucinations, the superpower of truth. Now, this next tool might actually be the most underrated entry on our entire list. Look, regular chatbots all share a massive problem, right? They hallucinate. They state totally false information with the exact same confident tone as the truth. But Google's Notebook LM sidesteps this entirely because it absolutely refuses to go beyond your material. Plus, it shows you exactly where each answer came from so you can verify it yourself. No more guessing. The real magic here is the privacy and the strict boundaries it sets. Notebook LM basically builds a private AI vault that only knows what you give it. Your research papers, your notes, your reports. You ask it a question, and it strictly answers from those specific sources. And get this, if the answer isn't in your uploads, it will actually just tell you it doesn't know, instead of making something up. For anyone grinding through long documents, this quietly solves the single biggest trust problem in AI today. All right, Category 3. Automate heavy manual web work, the superpower of automation. I want you to imagine doing a high-level developer's job without knowing how to write a single line of code. It's basically a two-step process. First, you use a tool called Browse.ai. Second, you paste a URL into a tool called 10Web. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but the magic happening behind the scenes is totally mind-blowing. Let me explain exactly how these two tools combined wipe out weeks of manual labor. First up, Browse.a lets you train a virtual robot in about 2 minutes to scrape data off literally any website. We're talking competitor pricing, lead lists, product data. It just runs in the background on autopilot. Then you pair that intel with 10Web. You just paste in the URL of any website you admire, and its AI analyzes the design and rebuilds a strikingly similar version for you right inside WordPress. And crucially, it's not copying code, because that would be illegal. It uses AI to recreate the overall look and feel. You can gather competitive intel and build a polished website without ever dropping thousands on an agency. Next up, Category 4, instant meetings and catchy presentations, the superpower of creation. If you have ever struggled to perfectly capture information or spent hours trying to output polished media, this is where AI truly feels like cheating. Imagine someone asking you, hey, what did we decide about the budget in last Tuesday's call? We have all been there, right? It is a highly relatable, incredibly stressful moment when institutional knowledge just vanishes into thin air because nobody took perfect notes. Well, enter a tool called TLDV. It automatically records, transcribes, and summarizes your meetings. But here's the real reason it's on this list. It gives you a searchable, photographic memory. When someone asks that stressful budget question 3 days later, you just ask TLDV. It doesn't just give you a wall of text transcript. It finds the exact moment in the video where the answer was discussed. Boom. You seriously never have to take notes again. And when it comes to the actual creation of media, the crucial point is this. Gamma completely eliminates the absolute nightmare of dragging boxes around and fighting with slide templates. You just describe what you want, and Gamma turns your rough idea into a really good, catchy presentation, fully designed in minutes. On the flip side, we have Opus Clip. It takes your long videos, like a webinar or a stream, and automatically finds and cuts the most engaging moments into short, ready-to-post viral clips. Hours of an editor scrubbing through raw footage, completely replaced, literally in the time it takes you to grab a coffee. Finally, Category 5, the cost of ignoring AI, the reality check. Look, there is a massive danger in making assumptions right now. A creator recently admitted they completely ignored a research tool called Perplexity for 4 whole months, simply because they assumed it was just another chatbot. They lost 4 months of faster, better research over an arrogant assumption that turned out to be completely wrong. The tool you're tempted to just scroll past today, it might be the exact one you cannot survive without in 6 months. Because AI is no longer just a fun little novelty. It is quietly replacing entire categories of manual work: voice cloning, website rebuilding, meeting recall, factual research. And remember, none of this breaks a single rule. These specialized tools are just sitting there. They're public. They are mostly free. They are literally just waiting for someone to actually open the tab and use them. The gap between the people leveraging these legal cheats and the people who haven't even heard of them, it is widening incredibly fast. So I want to leave you with this one single question. Which tab are you opening first? Are you going to clone your voice today? Rebuild a website? Let AI completely memorize your meetings? Pick one and try it right now. If this explainer showed you at least one tool that blew your mind today, make sure to subscribe. We dig up incredibly powerful, game-changing tools like this every single week, and we break them down so you can stay way ahead of the curve. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and I will see you in the next one.